doing another test knit, the Lilling Cardigan. I wanted to use a neutral color. I wanted a neutral cardigan that I can wear often. So this is what it was on super sale. Got it from their Etsy shop. And again, it's made in Nebraska. It's for needlepoint, but I think it'll work for knitting. It says it will work for knitting. Yeah, so I'm excited. This will be for that. And then actually, I was going to use a Malabrigo yarn that I already have, because this cardigan has embroidered flowers on it. And I was going to use that Malabrigo, but these little minis gave me an idea. I might use like some of these minis and some more scraps that I have, so every flower is a different color since it's such a neutral base color. So I'm excited for that idea. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, I wanted to turn the camera around and just show you. So this is the yarn I was just talking about that I got for that cardigan, and it's not crazy soft. It's non-superwash, and again, it's made from needlepoint, so I wasn't sure like what that meant for feel. I think it'll be fine, great as a cardigan. But I did bring this over. This is also non-superwash. This is Malabrigo, and this is definitely softer. Just kind of to give you obviously you can't feel it, but this is really soft, and this is like, I'm not sure I would wear this as like a tank top or a shirt. I think it would be better for a cardigan or an accessory. So that's okay, that's what I'm making it for. So just an update. Cardigan, and this is the back panel. It is worked flat and kind of seamed, so I'm just like 1.5 ways through the chart right now. I'm loving, cannot say that enough, how beautiful is this lace looking. And it's so easy, and this yarn is so bulky. I mean, not so, but it's like an Aran weight, so it's working up really fast. I am using a size down. I don't remember if I talked about this already, but for my gauge swatch, I had to go to a whole size down. You can't see the Chiago needle sizes aren't working, but I had to go a whole size down than pattern recommended, but that's how I got gauge. Did a tubular cast on. I love the way that looks so professional. The back is done. This is all the lace. That is the pretty part. I did a tubular cast on, which I'm absolutely in love with. I think that was an excellent decision. Obviously the sides are rolling, but once it's seamed, that will be fixed. And here is the other side. The one front panel is done. It's connected, and I did a tubular bind off with that. I love the look of that, and I just barely started my second panel. So then I have 2 sleeves, obviously, the front ribbing, and there is an option for some embroidered flowers in these little spaces here, which I think I am going to do after all. So we'll see. I also ordered some buttons for this. This is not part of the cardigan pattern, but someone, sorry, my needles keep hitting this every time I turn it, but someone asked if they could add buttons, and I thought that was just a great idea because you know, I chose a neutral color, which I don't usually do, but I choose a neutral color because I wanted this cardigan to go with a lot of things, but I think some fun buttons on the front would spruce it up. So I will show you when those come in. They're on their way. I got them from Etsy, and I actually asked on my Instagram stories. I gave a little poll, and most people agreed with the option that was my favorite, so it worked out, and that's the ones I went with. So I will show you, but they were very beautiful in the picture. So that's my plan, and then maybe some flowers here. And that is my cardigan. Both front panels are done now. And today, the buttons came in that I'm going to put on the front. So here they are without the back. See how pretty the back is too, actually? And then there's the front. So I don't know. Maybe I'll even do it like that. I don't know. I really like that. So these will be the button band that I will be making and adding. There's 6 of them. And so these are CherryOakButtons, an Etsy shop. This came as an extra, and it's just so beautiful. So that's fun. I don't know when I will use it, but it's so pretty. So what a nice extra. Okay, hello, catch-up time. So this is the Lilling Cardigan. I think this is the first time I'm showing you tried on. It's a little less oversized than I thought it would be, but I'm okay with that. And so the pattern calls to knit the back, top, up. Then you pick up stitches here, knit each panel down. Then you're supposed to pick up for the sleeve and then seam it all up. But some other testers suggested just seaming up, then knitting in around the sleeves. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do because I don't love like knitting and prilling and seaming. So, and I'm super glad I did that. So let me tell you why. So I seamed it to the appropriate amount and, oop, my cat just went outside and moved the door. Anyway, and the sleeve hole would have been way too small. So I'm very glad. I'm going up to, I think, the largest size, actually, for the sleeve width. So that is interesting, and I'm just very glad I did that because otherwise it would have been a really tight fit in the arms. And so that's this. So that's why this isn't all sewn in yet. But, so then I'm going to pick up into the sleeves. But I decided, I tried this on, and I was just nervous about the sleeve hole and all of that, so I just wanted to see what would happen when I blocked it. So I went ahead and just, I didn't like pin it or anything, I just washed it and laid it out. So that's what I did, but that was before the collar or the button band was on. Then I decided, I had to hold this high enough so you can see my face. So then I decided, I really love these buttons, I really want to do the buttonhole bands. So you knit the collar first. This is, I tubular binded off everything, and I'm super, super pleased that I did that. I like, oop, focus, there you go. I really love the way it looks. So, okay, focus. So I tubular bound off everything. The collar is knit exactly as it's supposed to be. There should be a picture inserted in the pattern. It was not inserted yet, but the designer just talked about it in our test group about how to do that. So we did this first, then we pick up stitches for the button bands. The button bands, which this pattern, again, it does not have buttons on it. Someone else mentioned it, and I was like, oh, that's fun, let me do that. So, especially since I'm making a neutral color. So, I got these buttons. I've showed them to you, I think, before. Let's just show you them. Focus. Okay, there we go. So they're all a little bit different. Not all. There are a few different like that's one texture, that's a different texture, and this is the final texture. I got 6 buttons, but I ended up only using 5. I felt like now looking at it, I think I could have used 6, but when I originally was looking at it, I felt like 6 kind of overwhelmed it, so I just did 5. I just took a tape measure. The top and bottom are 2 inches from the bottom, 2 inches from the top, and then 4 inches between every button. So that is how I spaced it out. And then these are my buttonholes. I guess I'll again just show you if it'll want to focus. All right, well, excuse me while I focus. Okay, so these are my buttonholes. I used the horizontal 1-row button from Suzanne Bryant tutorial. It was really easy. I really like it. I don't know how often I will be like actually buttoning it, but I just wanted the option to button it if I needed to. So, oh, and I did make a modification. So this button band is only supposed to be, I think, 5 rows or something like that, and I did 9 plus the tubular bind off. So it is almost double what it's supposed to be, but I did the 5, and I just felt like with the bulky yarn and this is longer, I wanted to make the button band match this bottom ribbing. So that was my intention. I'm hoping that this little bit of like going up that it has, I think that'll just even out with blocking and when I pin it, because again, I blocked it before I did the button band, and you can still see some of my ends. I never added buttons before. The Very Pink Knits tutorial I watched just knotted them, so I just knotted them too, but I didn't cut them yet in case I change my mind and want to weave in the ends instead. But this is where I'm at, so I really, really like it. I'm very pleased with it. I'm just going to be adding the sleeves. That should only take a night or 2 nights per sleeve. 2 nights is plenty of time Here, oh, let me move my hair. And here, hopefully you can see the beautiful lace detail on the back. That's really like the standout. And then the front, I just thought the buttons added a little something. And then, yeah. So that's where I'm up with the Lilling cardigan. Hello, update time. So I finished what appears to be both sleeves. However, you may notice they're a bit different. So I've got to go redo this one because this one was the winner. So I still haven't woven in all the ends, like on all these buttons and stuff, but I'm really a big fan of this cardigan. It's just the details for me, which I'm sure I'll take pictures and show more, but like, I love the buttons I chose. I love that I took the time to do tubular bind off. Obviously, I need to take the time to weave in more ends. I love that I took the time to try out different sleeves, even though the sleeve that was the winner was actually the pattern sleeve. So I could have saved some time there. I just love that intricate lace. Not even intricate. I just love that lace on the back. I think it's so pretty. I like the color I chose, that it'll go with tons of things. And I really had fun using this affordable and non-superwash natural yarn. So let me talk about the sleeves because that's what I really came on to do. So I knit this one first, and I told you last time that I went up like 3 sizes in terms of the sleeve hole. That still applies. I still did that. That's what's most comfortable for me. It's not tight. It's not too loose. I like the way it looks and feels. However, I picked it all up, picked up every single stitch, and then started knitting it, and I just felt like it was way too big right here. So then I started decreasing, which is what this string of yarn is, just showing my decreases. However, I still don't like the way this looks, and I actually decreased all the way to the extra small stitch count, and that's what I got. So I still didn't love this part, and then it really grew in blocking, and that's how long the sleeve is. And because the cardigan's not super oversized on me, I want the sleeves to be pretty fitted. So I went back, and I had just watched the Caddy Jack's Knits latest podcast, and somewhere in it they mentioned, I think it was Jackie, mentioned that for sleeves, to avoid any holes, they pick up every single stitch and then decrease to whatever the pattern suggests. So I again picked up every stitch, but decreased immediately over 3 rows to my pattern's size, and then just followed the sleeve instructions there. And that is what achieved this look. It's supposed to be a balloon sleeve. I think it looks amazing, and I really like the way it looks. So this sleeve is the winner. This sleeve I'm re-knitting, but not tonight. I think tonight I'm not knitting at all. I'm actually really tired, but I wanted to come on here before the days passed too much and show you the differences between the sleeves, and before I rip it and frog this out, because frog this and rip it out, because we'll be doing that for this sleeve probably tomorrow. So yeah, anyway, this is the winner. It only took me 2 nights to make this sleeve. I made this sleeve in 1 day, so it's really fast. The whole cardigan is really fast. The lace goes fast because it's so fun to do. Really what took the most time was just like motivating myself to knit probably the front panels maybe. And it was really just, I knit one of the front panels in a night, probably took 2 nights for the other one. The button band took me a little time because I've never done that before. I've never actually like made buttonholes, but that was really nice. So I love the way it's looking. And I love this pattern, like I said. I think it's one of my favorite makes to date. I just want to find, I'm wearing a black tank top underneath this right now. I wore a white one just a second ago to try. I didn't like the way that looked, so anyway, we'll see about outfit options, but hopefully it matches a lot. I really like it. Thank you, of course, for being here, and I will show you when both sleeves are proportional and the ends are woven in. Hello! Okay, final thoughts time for this Lilling cardigan. It's a test knit for Abbie Knits on Instagram. I haven't seen a Ravelry project page for it, or a Ravelry pattern page for it, but I did make a project page on my Ravelry if you wanted to check it out. My username's Abbie Knits by Emily. I'm a big fan. I really, really like it. And you will see, you have seen the whole making process. You will see that you've seen the videos. You'll see more detailed photos, but I just wanted to give you my final thoughts on this cardigan. So I used brown sheep. Let's just jump right into it. So I used brown sheep co yarn. You've already seen it, so you've already seen it. But the one thing I just realized about this yarn is these are supposed to be 100 gram balls. They're 130 gram balls. So I just weighed my cardigan to tell you and tell the designer what it weighs. It weighs 610 grams, which implies, you know, it's over 6 balls of yarn if each yarn is 100 grams, but I only used 5 balls, but each ball is 130 grams. So I didn't realize it's over. And so yeah, something to know. So I didn't realize that. And I love the color. I love that I chose neutral. I'm usually a really colorful girl, but I wanted to use this to go with a lot of things. So I'm super happy I did. Let's jump back a second and just talk about what's first on my list, which is pattern clarity. It's a very clear pattern. Yeah, it's a very clear pattern. I've already talked about any modifications I made, anything I did differently, but as far as like the notes in the pattern, the measurements, the chart, it was all clearly well written. I followed the chart, but she also has written instructions for the chart too. So, and she has some photos coming that haven't been added yet, so I highly recommend the pattern. I think it's very detailed, easy to follow. I would consider this, oh, that's what I wanted to say too, skill level. I would consider this an adventurous beginner. It's easy, it's just you have to be comfortable with either a chart or reading lace. So that's why I give it that adventurous beginner level. So yeah, I definitely recommend the pattern. I think it's gorgeous. I love the lace on the back. I thought I would add the flower embroidery in the middle, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. I think just keep it simple. So that's where I'm at now, but who knows, that could always change. The yarn I already talked about, but I will say that when I initially was talking about this to you, that it was a little scratchy, or I didn't say scratchy, but I said not super soft, which is true. It's not super soft, but I'm wearing like a tank top. I have no problem with this on my arms touching me right now. So again, everyone's different. Everyone has different sensitivity levels, but for me, I think it really softened. It softened up when blocking and washing. So I'm assuming the more, if you continue to block it, it'll get softer. Well, we'll see. So this is how much yarn I had left. Okay, so you'll also remember, so I ordered 5 balls originally, and I was like, oh no, there's not a lot left. I'm worried. So I got 2 more. Haven't even dug into those yet, so I have 2 left, and this is how much I have left of the original amount of yarn. But again, these have turned out to be about 127, 130 gram skeins, so it gives you more for your money, which is great, but just letting you know. Also, speaking of money, the yarn is crazy affordable. So this I got from Over the River Felt on Etsy. So it's actually like a felting embroidery, I think. That's what it's made for. It's a 6-ply, but I saw the price and was like, okay, so originally how I found it, which I don't know if I said this already, was made in petite wool from We Are Knitters. I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that much. We'll see. I went to yarnsub.com. This is one of the yarns that it was recommended to sub with for Bang On Gauge. I did have a little bit off in row gauge, but my stitch gauge was the same, so I didn't have any qualms about that, and that's why I chose this yarn. It was $5. $5. However, it was 50% off in the shop. So Over the River Felt, again, I think it's still on sale. So it was $2.50. This was $2.50. So this whole cardigan It's like $18. So yeah, that's insane. Literally my buttons cost like as much as the yarn. So, and that was just a personal choice. So yeah, let's talk those accessories, I guess, those buttons again. I've already talked about them. They're from CherryOakButtons. I am beyond thrilled with the customer service. She gave me an extra button, which is just like, I try to do that in my orders for my Abbie Knits small biz, but I just love that. I think it's so sweet, and she definitely didn't have to do that. It was gorgeous. I can't wait to use whatever I do with that button, but love these buttons. I think they're beautiful. I think they were like, either came in packs of 2, I ended up getting 6. They were probably, I don't know, $12 maybe a little more, around 15. I'll say around 15 for all the buttons. So again, yeah, it was basically the same as all the yarn from the pattern, but I just think they're so beautiful. They're so worth it. They spice up the front of the cardigan, and I love them. Okay, so my next thing I wanted to mention was what needles did I use? I went down I used 6mm needles. The pattern calls for 7, which is good because I have my CherryOakButtons needle set. Love it. Highly recommend any interchangeable needle set, but this is the one I have and I really like it. So it is a splurge, but the amount of times I've used it, I haven't purchased any needles since I bought this. So I mentioned in another video, I may one day get bamboo or wood interchangeable needle set just for the cellulose fibers I make, but this is amazing for the wool. So this doesn't even have a 7mm slot, so it's a good thing. So I swatched on the 6.5. That gauge was too loose. 6 was the perfect one for me to get gauge, and that is what I used throughout the pattern. Of course, I went down when I needed to for the ripping when the pattern called for it, but those are the needles that I used for this pattern. Some outfit ideas. So, I mean, I don't even think I need to go into that because a neutral cardigan can literally go with anything. I am really excited I'm going to Illinois at the end of September, so I'm excited to bring this and wear it and hopefully get some pictures in true fall weather with it. And just, anything. Jeans, leggings. I think the lace on the back dresses it up for work or any, like, a more professional or nicer event that you're going to or something. I think would look really cute. It's not really too oversized, like that's the sleeve, it's just a little balloony. So yeah, I think it's really good for any occasion and basically any attire you want to wear it with. And then would I knit it again finally? I would knit it again. I don't have any immediate plans to do that because I do think it's so unique, but yeah, I think the pattern is so clear and it's turned out so beautiful. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. Like, it's in the running for my favorite thing I've ever made. Like, that's how much I love this. So I think it's in the running. I don't know, because like the knit collage cardigan I did a couple years ago, that is so stunning and beautiful too. Like, these are literally right up there rivaling each other. So that's how much I love this. So, oh, and just a note, if you care, this is the Shelly summer top that I'm wearing under it for now. So that's my wrap up. I will put some more pictures. Let me know if you have any questions. It's coming out, I didn't tell this, September 6th. So I'll probably release this video on the 6th, but that is the day the pattern will be released. It's the designer's birthday, and she's been so kind, and I've loved this test knit group. So I've had a blast knitting it. I hope you love it, and make your own modifications. Oh, something I did do differently, which again, you already know, but the button band. I kind of wanted to mention, okay, there's landscapers outside. I hope that's not too annoying. So let me just wrap it up then. But something I did new, I learned for the first time, was the button band, and I have done lace before, but I have not done it a lot. So that was great to increase and have more experience on my lace knitting as well from the back. I didn't mind the seaming on this. I realized, because these are actually both seamed pieces, I didn't love the seaming on this just with the smaller yarn, but with this I didn't mind the seaming, to be honest. So yeah, but anyway, thank you for being here. I would love to hear what you think of the cardigan. I highly recommend knitting it. And again, her name is Abbie Knits, ABBIEKNITS on Instagram. So thank you for being here. If you want to follow along on my makes, my Instagram, my making Instagram is EB Knits by Emily. My small biz Instagram is just EB Knits. So, thank you.